So Newsmax has given Dershowitz has a YouTube podcast or whatever. Newsmax is having him on whatever, I think, to promote it. The reason this stands out, and I think you'll see in a moment, as a matter is because of the very title is I think incredibly telling. Let me move this over here. I need to do something. I need some housekeeping real quick while I fix this. Let's see. I need a I need a button for this. I gotta have a button. OBS, where are you? There it is. Source visibility. That's what I want. Put this here. We go to here. We go to there. We go to that guy. And the reason I want to go to this one and see if this works when we get there, but Dershowitz, it's an outrageous indictment. Outrageous, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it. That's how you know that it's all you need to know, really. It's just simply, it means that Dershowitz, who used to represent Trump, knows that the accusations are true.
Joining us now to assess is Harvard Law professor and author of his new book, Get Trump, Alan Dershowitz. Perfect timing for your book, Professor.
Yeah, or a little late.
But this whole idea of them leaking the actual charges that end up being the real indictment hours prior, and then they're walking back saying we had no idea, we're just playing around testing the system. Number one, do you buy that? And number two, does that somehow help?
Number two, does it fucking matter because they were planning on announcing them anyways?
Help Trump's case, saying that they've already predetermined the outcome of this.
Well, of course I don't buy it. It was a Freudian leak. It was a way of telling.
Ew. I'm sorry. Dude who got multiple massages at Jeffrey Epstein's fucking house says what?
That it really doesn't matter whether the grand jury votes or doesn't vote. It's really the prosecutor who indicts. So there was an indictment. The prosecutor asked for it. She was going to get it. All the grand jury does is rubber stamp 23 chairs moved around by the prosecutor. So actually.
Right. So the idea is that grand juries mean nothing. That's the Alan Dershowitz legal mind in this hard at work.
They performed a public service by making it clear to all of us that you do not take seriously a grand jury indictment. Don't ever say, oh, 23 people considered this and indicted. No, they don't even vote on it before.
Well, that's because you're a criminal defense attorney who was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. You were one of the first people to ever set foot on his fucking island. Of course you're going to feel that way.
The indictment is issued. It's just the prosecutor's decision. And it's a terrible decision because the indictment itself is awful. It's an act of creativity. It reads to me like an exam answer to a question in law school.
Well, that's because he's a textbook case of criminality, you lazy fuck.
How creative can we be? How much can we stretch the statute? Hey, we'll use RICO. Yeah, it was intended for organized crime, but we'll use it for.
This is an organized crime. I mean, granted, the level of organization is in question because the people running it are fucking morons, but it was an attempt at organized crime. It's like calling January 6th an insurrection. It was an attempted insurrection. It was an attempted coup, but they were never going to win.
A political campaign.
Not because, they didn't have enough people, not because, there weren't opportunities for them to engage in some really, really violent shit and make it happen, but because the people running it were fucking morons.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to indict Mark Meadows, even though he only was involved in one phone call, but we're going to make him sit for 3 months through a trial and maybe his name.
No. He was not only involved in one phone call. They have him on one phone call, but he was a regular participant in, and as the chief of staff for the president, he was always around. So he constantly, if there was one element of the crime he was engaged in, and then the rest of the elements of the crime, he didn't tell the authorities. He participated in them by not interfering as a that's like saying, look, there was a bank robbery. They're charging the entire gang, and all this guy did is sit in a car for a little while, and occasionally push the gas pedal and turn the wheel. That's it.
It will be mentioned once. It's an outrageous indictment.
Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Outrageous. Come on now. Where did I go? Did it pop on? There we go. Outrageous. That means it's true. Anytime somebody uses the term outrageous, we now know that it is an admission of guilt, flat out. So,
and it should be dismissed, but it won't be because it's in Georgia. The only way justice will be gotten is if some of the defendants, and only some of them, can move to have the trial removed to federal court. Trump can do that. Meadows can do that. Giuliani can't do that. In order to move it into federal court, you have to be a federal official at the time of the alleged crime, and the alleged crime has to be within the scope of your duty and authority. In Meadows' case, it's easy. He was listening in on a phone call. That's his job. He's the chief of staff. So he may very
No, he interjected on that phone call. And as chief of staff, it was not his job to act as phone secretary to the president. At that point, he was moving. It's more like Hatch Act stuff where he's involved in the campaign aspects of things, which is keeping him in office.
well succeed, but we'll wait and see.
Professor, in your very...
America is becoming a banana republic. Well, I mean, it's a nice store, and I love the fit of their suits, Banana Republic. I honestly do. I don't know why. They just fit me off the rack. It's a shoulder to weight ratio thing, a waist ratio thing, I think.
Very qualified expert opinion.
Of the beaches at Epstein's Island.
Trump do jail time because of this one, or any of them?
I don't think he'll do jail time in any of them, even though in this one, he has a mandatory prison sentence if he's convicted, and he very likely will be convicted by a jury that has, 3-1 Republicans over Democrats. But I think he'll get bail pending appeal, and I think the appellate court will reverse the conviction. I think that's true in the New York case as well. He'll get convicted in New York because in New York they'll convict.
It's all the black Democrats and stuff.
The ham sandwich if his name is Trump, and
maybe that speaks to how shitty that family is. You know how fucked up you have to be for New Yorkers to have enough of you?
I think he may get a hung jury or an acquittal in Florida, and District of Columbia there'll be a conviction.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Like that's what you're hoping for? You're hoping you have some like maggot holdout. That's justice.
Too. But those cases will go to the courts of appeals and ultimately the Supreme Court, where I think common sense and the rule of law may very well prevail.
Oh, so he will get jail time then. Try to one moment, please. Let's see. Let's go to here and go to. Sorry. So he will get jail time then. All right.
Professor, about 20 seconds or so, does this all go down literally before the 2024, November of 2024?
Probably not. The prosecutor in Georgia lied to the American public, to the media, and to her people when she said she's trying to bring this case to trial within 6 months. It's impossible. She knows that. She looked us in the eye and she lied through her teeth. Isn't that ironic? In a case
Yeah, I don't think so. All those people involved, by the way, I'll give you an example. What they're going to do is break it down. We're going to bring this to trial in 6 months. We're going to try everybody in chunks or in groups. We have different prosecutors assigned to different groups of people. They're going to arrange this, and within their scope, some of them will happen in 4 months. Others will happen in 8 months. But in the general area, we'll get there. Like, I'm just telling you how this could play out because of the volume of people. That you don't have to have a singular prosecutor to try them all at once. You can actually make the argument across multiple things. It doesn't matter. But the point is, they're going to roll some people in that process. And a lot of this is like settle some of this shit within 6 months and then go to trial against Trump. And he will try to punt it as far as possible.
Charging Donald Trump with lying. She starts the case by lying, by absolutely lying about 6 months. It can't happen. I've been doing this for 60 years. I've never heard of a case of this complexity being tried within 6 months.
Well, that's because you usually, in a case like this, you're starting from scratch. But the information and the evidence available, but for a few different things, has been available for 2 years. The crime happened a couple of years ago. It is taking 2.5 fucking years or 3 years for this to come to trial. That's how long it took. People are aware of this fucking crime, When do you think? When did we hear the first fucking Raffensperger phone call? When did that fucker leak? That like December of 2020, right? That's it's been that long. This isn't fucking fast. They have like even the aspect of discovery. Nobody discovered anything fucking new in this necessarily. They may have found some coordinating tissue, but that's the only thing that made them charge it under RICO in that regard. But all the details, most of what they're even saying, we've heard most of it. And it was criminal at the time.
But, you know, stranger things have happened. As your book says, they're out to what? Get Trump. Alan Dershowitz.
Get Trump.
Alan Dershowitz, thank you for joining us.
Ugh, fucking hell. Like, the worst thing about that guy being like an alleged sexual assaulter and all that gross shit is just that fucking face looking down on you. I like his victims. I can't. Jesus Christ. Fucking go get. This dude's a millionaire lawyer. Go get your teeth whitened. God damn. Ugh. It's so gross. It's so fucking gross. It's why I haven't covered his, like clips from his new podcast. Ugh. By the way, I'm thoroughly enjoying though the alternate Biden names: Painted Biden, Chink Biden, Banana Biden, Slim Shady Biden. Is it the real Slim Shady Biden? I think so. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Biden, Bo Biden. How can you have Peter Ducey on and answer all his questions? I'm fucking serious. I would love to. Yeah, I could break down what he's talking about. Did he call him Dershowitz? Dershowitz would be good. DIRT. That works for me. Marshall Mathers Biden. Yeah, if you're being proper. Miss Biden, if you're nasty. Hal Biden. That's very sweet. I do have a bit of Irish in me, so it's good. Well, the horses, fucking the rain's coming down in here. Fuck, man. Call me Mickey. So, Dershowitz. I like Dershowitz as well. Yeah. Dershowitz and Dershowitz. It's nice to have a couple of good options. Beats the shit out of, I call it unselect committee. Really? You thought that up? You took select committee and you put unselect, you put an un on the bin, and that was that. How'd that take you all night, fuckhead? I call it unselect. I call it the Department of Injustice. Really? Do you? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for not phoning it in or anything. Fucking hell.